So, good evening, good evening. Today is January 20th, 2025. It is Tuesday and it's approximately 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am slowly getting back into the working gear. When I say slowly, I still have to show up at work. I think I've been back since for 2 weeks now. I'm still getting pains here and there. The problem or what I'm going through is not resolved yet. So far, I'm being referred to a couple of specialists. Hopefully, those specialists will be able to determine what's going to happen next. So, yeah, that is currently where I stand. I'm still in pain every so often. The pain is not, how do I say this? It has this peak. It has its peak where it's unbearable, and when it becomes unbearable is when I need to go to the emergency room. Otherwise, the medication that I was sent home with for the pains and stuff like that has helped me tremendously at times. Sometimes the medication no longer works and they have to give me stronger medication under the supervision of a doctor. But yeah, so far, I know I'm slowly getting back into dancing. I don't want to rush things. I think it's been like a month and a half now, if not a little bit less, that I haven't worked out. I think that, given that I did a stress test last week, and I did feel fatigue for that day and the next day, for like 2 to 3 days after that stress test, I did feel very fatigued for other reasons as well, because they had given me something for to speed up some things during that stress test. But I was very fatigued. But given that that I didn't feel extra pain, after that makes me feel that I can go back into working out. You guys know there's no goal. I don't have an end. I mean, the end goal is to find peace when I work out. But there's no. I would love to gain muscle weight. For me, I no longer care about losing weight. I don't think I need to lose any more weight. I just need to tone up and start building on and tacking on that muscle weight. So I think it was about 5 years ago I started off at like 185 or whatnot. A little bit over that was like 190, because I started my exercise and my going on trails and stuff like that before I met my husband and before I started dating him and whatnot. So, what was I gonna say? So, on that note, I have lost a lot of weight, and right now I stand at least, if I'm not incorrect, at home the weight says sometimes 150, but at the hospital it says 145. I'd rather do 150, but whatever, you know. Right now I'm trying to gain muscle weight, not only because of that, but because it brings me a little bit of peace. Exercising and all that, it brings me peace. It calms down any outside noises. It calms down the intrusive thoughts when I see somebody's page. And regardless, let me shut up. The intrusive thoughts, it stops those, especially being down on myself sometimes, because pain can make you feel like you can never get out of it. Pain can make you feel all sorts of things. It can make you feel like, why do I keep on feeling these pains? Like anything I do, it doesn't seem to stop the pain. Just a little or a lot, I don't mind. Disclosure. Alongside other things that I'm currently, Because I don't know definitely what's going to happen next, and because I have not, they have not disclosed that information to me. I could give you the information that I've known for a long time. I do have an autoimmune disorder. As to what it is, we don't know. It's one of those disorders that they don't know what it is, but they know that I have an autoimmune disorder. If you know, you know. Also have a blood clotting disorder and a low platelet disorder, and I have aneurysms in my brain. So yeah, that's that. I've had a stroke in 2007 when I was 18, turning 19. And I had a couple of health scares and stuff like that. Currently dealing with one. But I just wanted to get on here and share my experience, share what I'm going through. I do have 3 kids. It is very hard. Very, very, very hard to raise boys into men, especially if you're in a blended family. It is hard to raise girls into little ladies, you know. Not as hard as boys into men because of the. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But it's very hard. It's very hard to run a business. I don't care what nobody says. Anybody who is self-employed, in an active business, not just self-employed and claiming self-employed, but actively working, knows that more often than none, you're working for free. I mean, self-employment only helps. I shouldn't say only, but self-employment helps if you're looking for financial freedom. A lot of people don't understand that aspect, and they're like, well, why would I want to be self-employed and work all this time and this and that and not be able to take a vacation or anything? Well, obviously I am not rich as of right now, not claiming to be, but I'm also creating financial wealth, or trying to create financial wealth. I should say trying to create, because God forbid something happens to me overnight and people are going to be like, wasn't she wealthy? No. I am trying to create. I'm profitable right now. My business is profitable. Well, I haven't saved enough to be wealthy, but it's becoming profitable. And so what I was trying to say is that with that, not only does it add stress, but it also takes away stress. It takes away stress when there's income coming in. It adds stress when you have months and months and months without income, without new income, I should say. Old income is there, but you need new income, new money. If you're in collections, I used to be in collections, that should resonate with you. New income, new money, whatnot. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here. I probably am blabbing on, I'm not sure. Half the time I do blab on. You know, I do have a ADHD, so I'm all over the place. Sometimes I'm saying something, sometimes I'm not. I also had to advocate for myself for a long time before I was able to do that. People that know me from when I was younger, I've been very, very active. I'm all over the place mentally when I speak. I speak about like 3 or 4 different topics. I'm very energetic, and I talk extremely fast. This is not just here or there. This is all the time. So I had to advocate for myself a lot. Brown, black community, you know that advocating is a lot. Sometimes we have to advocate for many years before somebody hears us. Unfortunately, that has happened with me with with that thing, but with other things as well. Sometimes they want to cancel things out and say it's anxiety. Sometimes it's not. Don't be afraid to get that CAT scan, that MRI, that MRA, the markers to see urine, blood tests. Don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion. Be afraid of not being able to advocate for yourself, of not properly advocating for yourself. Be afraid of somebody not taking your words seriously when you mean serious, or when what you mean or what you're trying to transpire enables you from continuing to do your job. You know you have to advocate more. I'm not saying this because of anything other than the facts. Advocate for yourself now, later, often. If you don't, nobody else will. And regardless, I'm still in pain, but I'm pushing through.